The cardboard box cut into my forearms as I crossed the parking lot. Pens, a plant I never watered. 13 years reduced to angles and weight. My phone vibrated, once, again. I ignored it. Inside the building, glass reflected a stranger. Calm face, flat eyes. The kind of man who doesn't ask why after being told he's replaceable. 30%, he'd said, like it was math, like loyalty had a formula. The elevator doors were closing when the phone rang again. This time I looked. Unknown number. I answered. "Where are you?" The voice was sharp, controlled, used to obedience. "We have the quarterly review," he said, the CEO. My hand tightened around the box. I felt something shift, not panic, alignment. "I was let go," I said. Silence, a breath, measured. By whom? I pictured my boss, my wife's brother, his smile, his rehearsed sympathy. "I'll be right there," the CEO said. The line went dead. The elevator doors opened again. I stepped back inside. 13 years earlier, he'd shaken my hand at Thanksgiving, called me family. I remembered the promotions that never came, the late nights that did. The way my wife stopped asking how work was going. I told myself it was normal. Marriage settles, jobs calcify. But there were signs. Her phone always face down, his sudden confidence, their shared jokes that stopped when I entered the room. When he told me they'd found someone cheaper, I searched his eyes, not for guilt, for confirmation. What I saw wasn't relief, it was fear. I'd built the systems no one understood. I'd handled the clients he couldn't pronounce. Still, I nodded, packed my desk, left without noise. In the elevator, my reflection looked almost amused. "You didn't think it would end clean," I told myself. "You just hoped it wouldn't hurt." I didn't go home. I went back to my office floor and sat in the conference room. Glass walls, open secrets. I logged in. My access still worked. I pulled reports, emails, timestamps. Patterns emerged. Approvals routed around me. Decisions made before meetings were scheduled. I checked personal logs, company phone records. Her number appeared more than it should have. Late nights, weekends. I felt the heat rise. I kept my breathing even. The CEO arrived an hour later, didn't look at my box. "Tell me," he said. I showed him the data, the shortcuts, the risk he'd ignored. He watched without blinking. "He fired you?" he asked. I nodded. He smiled then, not kindly. "Stay," he said. "Say nothing." Through the glass, my boss walked in, confident, unaware. The CEO asked him to explain the numbers. My boss spoke smoothly, too smoothly. When he finished, the CEO turned to me. "Is that accurate?" I slid the folder across the table. No words. My boss opened it. Color drained from his face. The CEO leaned back. "And before we continue," he said, "is there anything else I should know?" I looked at my boss, then at the CEO. "Only that my wife's been sleeping with him," I said. Quiet, precise. The room collapsed inward. My boss stammered. My wife's name fell from his mouth like broken glass. I felt nothing, just clarity. The CEO stood. "You're terminated," he said to my boss, "effective immediately." Security, waiting. Then he turned to me. "I offered you this position 3 years ago," he said. "You declined." I nodded. I trusted family. He studied me. "You still do?" I picked up my box. "No," I said. I walked out as my boss sank into his chair, small, exposed. That night, I didn't confront my wife. I left the box by the door, took my keys. The storm inside had passed. What remained was clean. Power isn't loud. It's knowing when to walk away. I didn't lose my job. I shed a lie, and I never looked back.